All right, here is the next video. I'm hoping that you tried it yourself because you're just going to get a lot more out of it if you try it yourself. Even if you make mistakes, then just watching me do the video. Because if you do that, you're going to get really freaked out when you write a test, to put it bluntly. If you're still lost, feel free to watch me do the first one, then turn it off, try it on yourself. If you get partway through and get stuck, then turn the video back on. That's cool, but you gotta get used to doing it yourself. All right, let's get at it. Mr. Smith deposited $40,000 in a bank account that earned simple interest at 7% for 2 years. How much was in the account at the end of 2 years? Okay, and how much interest did he earn? All right, so we want to know how much is in the account. Well, it says this is simple interest, and we only know one formula, so we're going to write down the simple interest formula. A is equal to P plus PIN. And over here, I'm going to write down my bits. Let's see, what do we got? We got $40,000, and we got 2 years, we got 7%. Well, let's do the easy stuff. So 7% divided by 100, 0.07. I'm going to write it there because I keep writing my formula too far to the left. Same things I messed up in the last video. N is the number of years. So 2 years. Now, this, okay, so there's two choices here. This is the amount he started with, so that's going to be our principal, or it says solving for A. And I always put a question mark. Okay. And that's not where I'm going to put my final answer. That's like, this is the thing we don't know in this equation. So A is equal to 40,000. Times my interest times my time. So there's my P, there's my P, there's my I, there's my N. Put it in the right order, follow your formula. All right, let's do the math. 40,000 times 0.07 times 2. All right, $5,600. No, I messed that up. I lost it. Yeah, I lost a 0. Sorry, I lost a 0 off the end there. Okay, so that's the first part. That's A. And I'm sorry, I didn't leave much room here. Now, interest. There's not, well, there is a formula for it, but I don't want to use extra formulas if I don't have to. The simplest way to do it is the amount at the end minus the amount at the beginning. Or A minus P. So I got 45,600 minus $40,000 is equal to 5,000. You can hear a tornado in the background. My dog has found something out the window that she has issues with, that she should settle down later. Okay, so ta-da, there you go. By the way, in case you recognize it, it's also the number right there. There is a formula, I'll tell it, but I'm not going to use it again. Interest is equal to PIN. I just found it difficult to throw in more formulas than I need. All right, so let's see what the next one looks like. A father invested $200 when his son was born. It was in an account that earned simple interest at 4.5% per year. How much was in the account when the son turned 21? So, one formula. Set up, and I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to find my numbers. I find students in the past I've seen do this, and it just makes so much sense. 90% of people are not fond of word problems, and this is one way by highlighting it and putting in my information over here that I can, once it's set up, I don't have to keep reading it and trying to remember which number goes where. All right, so 4.5%, so 4.5% divided by 100, 0.045. My N, okay, so it was when he was born, when he turned 21, so it's gonna be 21 years. And dad invested $200. Now let's plug it into our equation. Plus 200 times 0.045 times 21, 189. So amount is equal to $389. That's not a whole lot. And that's part of the reason that when you do an investment or something like that, it's very rare that you would use simple interest. Because basically you've left your money alone for 200 years and you didn't even double it. Hold on for a sec. B, that's enough. Stop. I don't know if you guys are hearing the growling, but she's distracting to me. All right. If you borrow $225 for 8 years at a simple interest rate of 6%, how much interest will you pay? Well, 6%. Aha. But I was kind enough to add the phrase read carefully. Remember, interest has got to do with money. So this is one of those questions that looks super simple, but you have to pay attention because it's not telling you all the steps you have to do. First of all, we have to figure out how much the amount of the loan is going to be. Once we have the total accrued amount, then we can turn around, do the subtraction, and get the actual interest. So interest versus interest rate. Careful. All right, so you, never mind, I'm gonna do it easy way. 6%. 8 years, that's easy. 6%. And the 225, that is what goes at the end. Sorry, that's what you borrowed. 255, sorry. And the amount at the end, we don't know. So there we go. Once you get plugged in, after you do a bunch of these, they should get like kind of getting close to boring. So A equals 255 plus 255 times 0.06 times 8. $255 times 0.06 times 8 gives, ooh, look at that, 122 point, oops, you can't see that, 0.4. Now, it's okay if you put that there. Now I'm going to add the 255. Whoopsies. 122.4 plus 377.4. Okay, don't leave that question like that. We're talking about money. Money always requires 2 decimals. So if you only have 1 decimal place in your calculator, just replace it like that. Okay, so there's the amount at the end, and then I'm going to use the interest formula that I did back. Blah, blah. Sorry, over there. You take the amount at the end. Interest is 377.40 minus 255.00 to make it look nice. And you get 122 points, which, not surprisingly, matches that right there. And if you want some more practice, there's some worksheets with answers. All right, awesome.